Hey everybody, I'm Coach Jared from Marriage Helper. If you're wondering why you should stand for your marriage, you are not alone. We hear it all the time, and there's so much pressure in the world. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Throw the bum out, right? Uh, she doesn't deserve you. You can let plenty of fish in the sea. You can do better. We hear that stuff all the time. And even your friends and family, hey, maybe it's time you just stopped hurting and move on. Well, it would be nice if moving on helped you stop hurting, but it probably won't. Today we're going to talk about some of the advantages of standing for your marriage, some of the really great rewards. I am a personal recipient of those rewards. Today I have an awesome marriage between me and my wife. And so today I'm going to show you how you can have that hope as well. First off, commitment is valuable. When you say you're going to do something, it's valuable that you follow through and do it. Imagine if other contracts in our society worked the way marriage does right now. People could just stop doing it for any reason. The world would fall apart, and yet marriage is one of the most foundational systems that we have, and we treat it like our commitments don't matter. That's not good. If we want things to change, we have to be that change. The value of commitment is that it changes the world when the world sees it working. And so I encourage you to hold to your commitments, even if the other side isn't doing that right now. And I say this as somebody who was not going to honor his own commitment. I was the spouse who was going to leave my marriage, but my wife stood. And thankfully that she did, because I wouldn't be able to enjoy the great marriage I have today if she hadn't. Another thing to consider is what your decisions are going to do to your loved ones. There's impact to children when they grow up in a divorced home. Your friends may not know how to treat you. Should they support you or should they support your spouse? It causes a lot of division. As I said, as people see you persevering, and then, even better, when they see it work, those people become influenced by the decisions that you made. And that is extremely valuable. But you say, how can I keep going? It feels so dark. I'm lost. I don't even know how I would make the situation better. We totally understand that. Many of us at Marriage Helper have been where you are right now. There is a possibility that things will become not only better in the future, but actually very, very good. We have a litany of people who have given us reconciliation stories where they say it was so dark and I didn't know what to do, and then I found Marriage Helper and I started working on myself, and gradually, little by little, things improved. You may ask the question like, well, my spouse moved to a different state, or my partner is with another person now, or like the kids have turned against me because, of such and such. How would I solve any of those problems? And I go, I don't know. I don't know how you're going to solve those problems individually. I just know what works generally. And that is you work on yourself, you stay calm, and you endure this storm because things change. No one ever feels the same forever. There's always an after this. And that is the thing we're going to look forward to. Whenever I'm coaching with somebody and they come to me and they say, how do I solve this? Because I'm hurt because of my spouse's affair. I don't trust them. My spouse doesn't trust me because I was controlling in the past. We've got in-laws that don't like each other anymore. My kids have been hurt. My church no longer accepts my spouse. Like, there can just be problem after problem after problem stacked upon one another. Well, this is what I call the 1,000-mile marathon. 1,000-mile marathon. If I were to tell you, go out and run 1,000 miles, well, you can't run 1,000 miles. It's impossible. What if I gave you a week? Well, you still can't run 1,000 miles in a week. That's hundreds of miles a day. It's impossible. What if you had a month? I still don't think you could do it in a month because that's hundreds of miles a week. Maybe there's some super Olympic athlete out there that could handle that kind of running, but I don't think a normal human being can. What if you had a year? In a year, you could absolutely travel 1,000 miles. You could run 1,000 miles. It's a little less than 3 miles a day, somewhere around in there. And you say, "What? I can't run 3 miles every single day right now." And I go, "Yeah, me either. But I can run a half a mile today, and then I could rest tomorrow, and I could run maybe 3/4 of a mile on day 3. And then on day 4 and 5, I'd have to rest both of those days because I overexerted myself. But on day 6, I could go back to a half a mile. And by the time I get to the end of the month, I might be able to run a half a mile every single day. In month 2, 3, 4, I could probably get that up to 1 mile a day. Month 4, 5, 6, maybe I could get to 2. By the end of the year, I could be knocking down 10 miles at a time. And so things that seemed impossible at the beginning of the journey, by the time you get to the end of the journey, you're strong enough to handle them. And so that is the hope in this dark time when your marriage is in crisis and you have absolutely no idea where to turn. There is hope that as you grow yourself, you're going to become strong enough. Your marriage is going to become strong enough that you're going to be able to handle that hard stuff later on. So just take things one day at a time. There's hope. You're not in uncharted waters. We have the tools that can help you navigate this stuff. There is going to be an after this that you're going to enjoy. But to get there, you have to just keep running. If you want to know more about these topics, feel free to click in this area, and we very much hope to see you next time.